Okay, so we're going to assume that this is the canal, this is the root, this being the dentin, cementum on the outside, this is the apical foramen, and this is canal, and we are essentially looking at maybe just a few millimeters of it. So in the beginning, if you want to learn how to do warm gutta percha condensation, what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of gutta percha that fits to the end. Let's say you have tried out the cone, and let's say it's number 40 gutta percha, and it is fitting to the end. So what you're going to do is from the whole length, if this is the length of the gutta percha, let's say, you're going to cut off about 3 millimeters of it. That 3 millimeter you're going to put inside first. So we go ahead and put the 3 millimeter cone that is going to be fitting very snug here. I'm trying to color it here, and it's going to fit snug here. And for a moment, assume that the cone is coming up to here, the 3 millimeters are there. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a warm instrument, which would be, let's say, this instrument, and you warm it up and you bring it into the canal and you hold it there. This will be a condenser, endo condenser, or you can take a spreader and cut the tip off and a long one. So it fits into the canal, especially if it has been cleaned and shaped to number 40 file, then your spreader should be able to, thinnest spreader should be able to go there, and the tip being flat. So you hold it there, don't touch the gutta percha. The heat will transfer into the gutta percha and it'll start softening up. You take this instrument out to red hot and take it inside, don't touch the gutta percha. You do it about 3 or 4 times, particularly in the beginning, and then assume that the gutta percha has become soft. Then once the heat is gone from the instrument, you start compressing it. It's like you're condensing amalgam. As you condense it, then you will get something at the end, a topography of something like this. The gutta percha will be nicely condensed to the bottom with a little void somewhere in the middle. So what you're going to do is then try to pack this in so everything becomes even and flat. And this is in the beginning stages. So there's no void left here. What has happened is when you were warming it up to here, about 2 millimeter will become soft, and the last millimeter won't become soft. And that keeps the plug at the apex. Okay. Now once you have condensed that much gutta percha into a smaller space, what you do is you take the next 2 or 3 millimeters of gutta percha and you cut it off. So let's say this is another 3 millimeters, and you keep it on the side. Now you take the heated instrument again and you hold it inside about another 3 times. Now you're assuming that this has become even more soft. Pick up that piece of gutta percha from the side and pop it inside. Now once you have popped it inside, that gutta percha is kind of going to fit kind of like this. Now you take a cold instrument and you squeeze it in. So hopefully some of that is getting squeezed inside the softened gutta percha. So pack it in. So squeeze this into the softened gutta percha, and you will feel it going in. Now you do the same thing. You go ahead and start heating up the instrument, and now you heat up this gutta percha a few times and try to go towards the sides. And if it is 2 millimeters, it's going to be heated up much easier and better. And then this gutta percha, as it's going to accommodate sideways, it will come and fill in this area. Sorry, it's taking a little longer. But now this gutta percha has gone in a little bit. If this was the old condensation, then this gutta percha has gone in a little bit into the older, softer one. Plus this part is also filled in as you squeezed it down, warmth. You repeat the same process with the next piece and next piece and next piece. And if you do this, you should end up with a full gutta percha condensation throughout the length of the canal without any voids. And what this would do is, as we know, if you look at a cross section at any level of a root, the lumen inside is never perfectly round. Particularly if you come to premolars, the outline of the premolars are like this, and the canals could be like that. So if you have done reciprocating handpiece and you've done circumferential filing, you have cleaned the canal into this shape. And you cannot expect one single cone to go in and clean that and fill it. So as you're softening it up, the gutta percha, and you're squeezing it, it starts flowing this way. And this gutta percha piece will flow into it too. So the idea is to get all of this homogenized mix and everything to be sealed together. And that's the idea.